Average, total, and marginal revenue. This graph shows a purely competitive firm's demand curve and revenue curve. The demand curve, D, is a horizontal line. It's perfectly elastic because the firm can sell as much output as it wants at the market price. Here the market price is $131. Because each additional unit sold increases total revenue by the amount of the price, the firm's total revenue curve is upsloping and its marginal revenue curve coincides with the firm's demand curve. The average revenue curve also coincides with the demand curve. Profit maximization, total revenue minus total cost approach. When looking at profit maximization, there are essentially three questions that the firm must answer. The first question is whether or not the firm should produce at all in the short run. In the short run, the firm should shut down under certain circumstances. If it has been determined that the firm should produce in the short run, then the firm must determine how much to produce. Lastly, based on the answers to those first two questions, it is necessary to calculate the profit or loss for the firm. Part of the profit maximization rule is producing an output that minimizes losses in the short run when that is the best option. The break-even point is an output at which a firm just makes a normal profit. Total revenue equals total costs. In this table, total costs as well as total revenue are given. Here we can start identifying where the firm will choose to produce using the total revenue minus total cost approach. Based on total revenue minus total cost, the firm will produce where the difference between total revenue and total cost is the greatest. Based on this approach, the profit maximizing output is 9 units when the price is $131. If we plot those same data points from the previous table, we can see these two graphs. We have the total revenue and total costs and the total economic profit graphed here. The firm's profit is maximized at an output of 9 units where total revenue exceeds total cost by the maximum amount. The vertical distance between the total revenue and total cost is plotted as a total economic profit curve. Profit maximization, marginal revenue equals marginal cost approach. The marginal revenue equals marginal cost rule is the principle that a firm will maximize its profit or minimize its losses by producing the output at which marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal, provided product price is equal to or greater than average variable cost. When looking at profit maximization, there are essentially three questions the firm must answer. The first question is whether or not the firm should produce at all in the short run. In the short run, the firm should shut down under certain circumstances. If it has been determined that the firm should produce in the short run, then the firm must determine how much to produce. Lastly, based on the answers to the first two questions, it is necessary to calculate the profit or loss for the firm. We recognize that part of the profit maximization rule is producing an output that minimizes losses in the short run when that is the best option. We need to compare marginal cost and marginal revenue at each level of output, marginal cost and marginal revenue. The firm should continue to expand its output as long as marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost. The firm will maximize profits by producing the last unit of output where marginal revenue still exceeds marginal cost or where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Here at the 10th level of output, marginal cost exceeds marginal revenue. Therefore, the firm should produce only 9 units to maximize its profits. This graph shows the short-run profit maximization for a purely competitive firm. The marginal revenue equals marginal cost output enables the purely competitive firm to maximize profits or to minimize losses. In this case, in pure competition, marginal revenue is equal to price is equal to marginal cost. And that's our key point from this presentation, that marginal revenue equals price equals marginal cost in pure competition. And in this graph, it is shown that the marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost being equal at an output level of quantity equals 9. At this output, price equals $131 and exceeds the average total cost, here shown as letter A equals $97.78. So the firm realizes an economic profit of P minus A, or $131 minus the average total cost of $97.78. The total economic profit is represented by the green rectangle and is price minus average total cost times quantity. In this case, price minus average total cost times 9.